Cowboys Nation, buckle up because what I'm about to dive into feels like one of those legendary moments where rumor, speculation, and opportunity collide in a way that has fans buzzing, insiders whispering, and the entire NFL world turning its head toward Dallas, wondering if Jerry Jones is really preparing to unleash one of the biggest blockbuster swings of his career. And tonight, we're unpacking every angle of this swirling storm around A.J. Brown and the explosive rumors that the Cowboys could be positioning themselves for a massive move, a power play that could shock the NFC East, reshape Dak Prescott's future, and create one of the most dangerous wide receiver duos this league has seen in years. Because this entire situation has spiraled into something much bigger than just casual chatter, and whether it's smoke, fire, or Jerry Jones stirring the pot like he's known to do, the timing, the comments, the behind the scenes noise, and the pure logic of the Cowboys' current roster situation all come together into a storyline that absolutely refuses to go away. And the craziest part, it all began subtly, almost innocently, before it spiraled into the full-blown media frenzy we're seeing right now. It started with Jerry Jones doing what Jerry does best, talking. Not just random talking, but those cryptic, eyebrow-raising, hint-dropper style comments that longtime Cowboys fans know all too well. The kind of comments where he leans back, gives that little grin, and says something vague enough to be denied later, but bold enough to ignite every sports show in America. He said the Cowboys were evaluating major offensive upgrades. He said a superstar wideout would look good in a star helmet, and he mentioned that the team was monitoring opportunities bigger than people realize. Bigger. That one word sent shockwaves across the fan base, because when Jerry says bigger, he doesn't mean signing a mid-tier veteran or adjusting a depth chart. He means something colossal, something headline dominant, something that makes the NFC East collectively clutch its pearls. And right around the same time, A.J. Brown's name began circulating in league rumor circles, nothing confirmed, nothing concrete, but enough friction, enough sideline emotion, enough social media mystery, and enough behind-the-scenes buzz to make analysts say, hey, just something feels off here. A.J. Brown is not just a wide receiver. He's a top 5 physical specimen at the position, one of the league's most dominant YAC monsters, a player who changes the entire geometry of a defense the moment he lines up, because he demands attention, he demands double coverage, and he still finds ways to outmuscle cornerbacks, bounce off safeties, and turn slants into explosives. Pairing someone like that with CeeDee Lamb, arguably already a top 3 receiver himself, would instantly give the Cowboys a receiving trio that would be, without exaggeration, one of the most dangerous in the NFL. But it wasn't just Jerry's comments that fueled the fire. It was the whispers of a potential 9-figure extension. Yes, the rumored $100 million plus deal that insiders believe would be necessary to secure a long-term commitment. And when the number 100 million becomes attached to a rumor, fans listen. This isn't pocket change. This isn't a flyer. This is a move that would declare one thing very loudly. The Cowboys are done waiting, and they're going all in on the Dak Prescott era right now. And if you consider the dynamics at play, it all begins to line up in a strangely logical way. Dak is in his prime and playing for legacy. CeeDee Lamb is entering his superstar window. The Cowboys' offense has been good, sometimes great, but has lacked that second elite weapon that forces defenses to panic. A Jay Brown in that equation isn't a luxury. He's a game-shifting piece that can elevate every single player around him. And before you say this is far-fetched, remember, the NFL is a business built on timing, tension, opportunity, and cap maneuvering. And when a superstar receiver shows even a hint of dissatisfaction, whether publicly or behind closed doors, general managers across the league perk up. And Dallas, they don't just perk up, they leap at the chance to make noise. Now, none of this means the trade is guaranteed or even close to confirmed, but the fact that Jerry Jones didn't deny interest, didn't downplay the rumors, didn't give the usual "we're happy with our roster" speech is extremely telling. Instead, he leaned into the energy. He poured gasoline onto speculation that was already burning, making the NFL world question whether something massive is brewing. And then there's A.J. Brown himself, who hasn't said anything outright, but has dropped all the trademark superstar signs of potential frustration or curiosity, cryptic social media posts, emotional game moments, a few eyebrow-raising likes, a few subtle interactions with Cowboys players. It's all the kind of behavior NFL fans have seen countless times before, right before a blockbuster move goes down. And while social media clues don't confirm anything, they absolutely add fuel to the fire in a league where star players communicate more with emojis than interviews. But let's talk about the football impact, because imagining A.J. Brown in Dallas is enough to make defensive coordinators sweat through their shirts. Imagine CeeDee Lamb lining up in the slot with Brown on the outside. Imagine Dak Prescott having not one, but two players who can completely take over a drive. Imagine defenses forced into impossible decisions. Double Lamb and Brown eats your CB2 alive. Double Brown and Lamb runs wild. Double nobody and you're cooked before halftime. Then add Brandon Cooks stretching the field, Jake Ferguson working the middle, and suddenly the Cowboys' offensive ceiling becomes something we haven't seen since the peak Romo-Dez era, maybe even more dangerous because of the scheme diversity and physical dominance. And look, let's be honest, if a move like this ever happened, it would catapult the Cowboys into instant NFC contenders, not just on paper, but in the actual matchup dynamics that win playoff games. Like the kind of move that says we aren't just aiming for a playoff berth, we're aiming for the Lombardi, but we also need to talk about reality, because while this is exciting, dramatic, and downright entertaining, it isn't confirmed, it isn't locked in, it isn't decided. This is rumor territory, heavy rumor territory, fueled by timing, by tension, by Jerry's cryptic energy, and by the simple fact that the Cowboys have both the need and the capability to make something like this happen if they truly want to. And that's what makes this story so captivating. It's not impossible. It's not unrealistic. It's not completely absurd. It sits in that perfect middle ground where logic, finances, talent, timing, and owner personality all align just enough to make fans say, wait, what if? And that what if is why this news cycle refuses to die. It's why Cowboys fans are buzzing. It's why Eagles fans are sweating. It's why analysts keep bringing it up, because even if it doesn't happen, it could. And when Jerry Jones has a chance to make a splash that will dominate headlines, cement his legacy, and potentially rocket his team into true championship contention, you can never, ever count him out. So Cowboys Nation, this is where you come in. Siraj, should Jerry go all in? Should he push the chips to the center? Should he chase the dream of pairing A.J. Brown with CeeDee Lamb and give Dak the most dangerous arsenal he's ever had? Or should he hold on to the picks, stay patient, trust the current roster, and let the future unfold without a blockbuster? Whatever you believe, drop your thoughts below, because this story is far from over. And until either a trade happens or the rumor is killed off completely, this is going to be one of the hottest topics in all of Cowboys football, and I'll be right here, breaking down every angle, every rumor, and every update as it comes. So, Nari, smash that like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay tuned, because Cowboys Nation, things are about to get interesting.